Hello, everyone, and welcome to Reel Me In, a movie podcast, where you didn't really ask for it, but hey, I'm going to give it to you anyways. This is a podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and, well, anything about movies. I'm your host, Chase Lee, and, I haven't seen you guys in about a week. Yeah, it's been about a week, so how is everyone doing out there? Everyone doing pretty good? Yeah? Go to some birthday parties, or hang out with some friends during the week, or what are you guys up to? I don't even know. I have no idea who listens. It's probably some random crack addict that lives in a dark alleyway that has access to a phone somehow. Don't know how that's possible. Anyways, this show is it's going to be interesting. It's going to get a little sticky, but that's okay. We're all friends here. I'm not going to be too rough on you guys. I'm going to talk about Sin City: A Dame to Kill For as the main bulk of this podcast for the movie review section. I'm going to talk about some trailers that came out, and I'm going to talk about the first photo of Ant-Man, because you know that we're all excited about that movie. And then, of course, box office results of the weekend, and that will do it for the episode. I apologize, guys, that I don't have a guest this week. I was supposed to, but, you know, he has some stuff to take care of. It's okay. So you're stuck with me the whole ride, and I hope your ears don't bleed too much, so it's okay. I'll try not to be as squeaky in my voice, so it's more bearable. So let's talk about some trailers, guys. Let's talk about some trailers, because there were some trailers that dropped this week, and I'm not gonna lie, all of them were a huge surprise, like a pretty big surprise. Like, you know, little kid being surprised for his birthday party in a backyard with like kids he doesn't know. So awkward, an awkward birthday party. No, it wasn't like that, but it was definitely a surprise in terms of like quality. But like the trailers that came out, I was really happy with. They were all interesting, very deep. Well, except for Annabelle, that's a horror movie. But like all the others, I thought were very well constructed and put together, and I haven't even heard of them. So I'm glad that I watched them because now I'm more well aware of them, so I can check them out when they come out in the fall. So let's start with Annabelle. And this is the movie that is produced by James Wan, and it's a prequel to The Conjuring, starring that creepy-ass doll that you had nightmares and were afraid to tell people that you had nightmares from, is the doll from The Conjuring, Annabelle. And this is basically her origin story and how she became to be, basically. And, you know, James Wan is not directing, which means his directing style is not on this movie. However, when you watch this new trailer, his stamp is all over this movie. And I'm talking like shots that are like James Wan-esque and like the way it's edited in terms of like the jump scares, and it reeks of James Wan. And I'm totally okay with that because James Wan's awesome. And he did produce it, so he probably did have a lot of say into this movie. The trailer was okay. It had some creepy moments, and I'm not going to lie. There was a couple of editing tricks to where I was like, hey, that was pretty sweet. Let's calm that down. But not really. Keep it up because I want to see more. And so it wasn't like a trailer that like intrigued me 100% to see this movie. I love The Conjuring. I thought it was a fantastic horror movie to come out during the summer. And James Wan also came out with Insidious 2, which I thought was awesome. So he had like a double header last year. But in terms of this, I don't know. I just really don't see the appeal. Like, yeah, Annabelle was creepy as shit, and she probably scared the shit out of any little child. But in terms of like a movie, I don't know if I really want to see it. I'll probably check it out, but I'm not like clamoring for this movie. I'm not just like, oh man, I cannot wait for Annabelle to come out. I'm gonna be there the very first day, and I'm just gonna really enjoy this movie because I'm not like super excited to see this movie. So you know, it was okay. I'm interested though, because like if it is good, like that just gets me more excited for The Conjuring 2 to come out next year. So there's that. I guess it'll give me my Conjuring fix before the sequel comes out. So I guess that's the positive. The second trailer to come out this week, I thought was really interesting, and interesting in the way of I'm not used to seeing this specific actor be in good movies. That would be Men, Women, and Children. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what is this? Good question. I didn't know what the fuck it was. And then the trailer came out, and of course, the biggest star in the movie is Adam Sandler. He's got the biggest name recognition in the movie, so I was like, I have to check this out. Because just from the thumbnail, I was like, this has got to be a drama or something. This is not a comedy. And it was a drama. It was basically a bunch of, stories of people using their phones and interacting with the world and whatnot through, internet and social media versus like physically talking to someone and physically touching someone. The trailer was good. I will give it that. It was good and it intrigued me because it's more of what I liked about Sandler, and he's playing like a simple dude that's basically looking for hookers online. It's like, it sounds like an Adam Sandler plot like that for a movie. Like, coming this summer, Adam Sandler is going to call a hooker. They're going to get married in Las Vegas, and pranks are going to ensue. Rated PG-13. It's called Vegas Bound. I don't know, some bullshit like that. That sounds like an Adam Sandler plot, like right there. But he has a beard in this, which when actors grow their beards, man, they're getting super serial, man. They're getting super serial. So Adam Sandler's got a beard in it, and he plays this guy who's basically looking for a hooker online. And the tone of the movie is very bleak, and it shows how humanity is very disconnected. And I'll tie that in just a minute. Very disconnected from the universe and always on their phones and stuff, and what it actually means to be human. It's directed by Jason Reitman, who I'm a huge fan of. He has directed Up in the Air, very good George Clooney movie. He did Thank You for Smoking, very good Aaron Eckhart movie. He did Juno. I like Juno. It's not like, something I'm like, oh, it's a top 10. Definitely top 10. No, it's a good movie. Shit, what else did he do? I forgot. But those are the three recent ones that I remember. He also did Labor Day that came out last year. I didn't see it. Didn't really care for it. But he does this one, and it looks really cool. Here's the one thing, though. It looks exactly like Disconnected. This is the movie, you're probably like, what's this movie? This movie stars Jason Bateman with a beard, because Jason Bateman normally does comedy. He's getting super serial in this one, getting down and dirty, got his beard on, and he's in this one. And it's about social media and how people are connected that way and stuff, so thanks for making another movie just like that. I don't even know what to say. Like, as soon as I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh my god, like this is Disconnected all over again. I want to see it though, because I love Jason Reitman and what he does, and this is based off of a book apparently, and so I don't know, it might be way different than Disconnected, I don't know, but from first glance, it looks exactly like it. I'm excited to see Adam Sandler do drama again, because I'm going to tell you guys, my favorite movie that he's ever done, and I've seen it numerous times, and it's done by one of my favorite directors, and that's Punch Drunk Love. If you haven't seen that, you need to get up on that, because Sandler kills it in that role. But when Men, Women, and Children looks interesting, I am very intrigued, but it reminds me of Disconnected, or wait, is it Disconnected or Disconnect? I think it's Disconnect, not Disconnected. There you go. Now you guys just heard me pronounce stuff like a third grader. But that's the only thing I was kind of iffy about. It's like it reminded me of another movie, but other than that, it looked very good. Now, the third one I really want to talk about because I've never heard of this movie. Didn't hear any promotional stuff. Didn't hear anything. And this came just out of nowhere. And it's called, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, which is okay, because then you guys will correct me. Automata? It's Automata. Automata? Automata? I don't know. That was pretty dumb. But this one stars Antonio Banderas, and basically it's in the world of robots. These robots are created the first prototype of a robot. It doesn't harm humans. The second one, it progresses and it gets smarter and all this stuff. And so, it's beautiful looking. Like that it's weird to say, but it looks good. It reminds me of the special effects that Neil Blomkamp used in Elysium and District 9, how gritty and realistic it looked, even though their budget's super tiny. I don't know how big their budget is on Automata, Automatopoeia, but it looks really good. Like the robots look real, and it looks like a really cool, interesting sci-fi story. And I'm actually really intrigued. I've never heard of it, and it just popped up online. I watched it. I was blown away. I was like, this intrigues me. There's one line in the trailer where the robot's talking to Antonio Banderas, and the robot is like, Antonio Banderas is like, you're just a machine, and like the robot's like, just a machine. That's like me saying you're just an ape or something like that. I thought that was awesome. That's like, holy shit, robots are gonna take over the world and like, have sex with us and like try to populate with us. They're gonna take over. There's no fact behind that. That's what I imagine will happen, is that they will try to reproduce with us. Moving on. Anyways, Automatopoeia. It looks really good. I'm really excited. If you guys like want to know more what I'm talking about, this beautiful looking robot movie. It's a great science fiction story. Automata, Antonio Banderas. Check out that trailer. I think it looks awesome. Cannot wait to see it. So those are the trailers that came out this week, and those are the ones I kind of picked out that I want to talk about. There's a lot more that came out, but most of it's garbage, and so I picked out the best ones to talk about. And movie news, let's jump into movie news. It's a really slow week, guys. Like, I'm only going to touch on this briefly, and I'll get into Sin City. The first photo from Ant-Man came out, and it was basically just Paul Rudd in a hoodie, and he looked like a drug addict underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, and sure. Listen, I'm excited for any Marvel movie just like any other person. I will give literally Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel, my wallet, and I'll say, listen, man, charge me for every movie that you guys are making so I can see it. I will do anything you want, Kevin Feige. I will literally watch anything you put out. Anything. Seriously. Make Porta Potty Man, like, make that movie. Make a Porta Potty a superhero, and I will see it. That's how much I am loyal to you. And there's a lot of loyal Marvel fans out there. And so we will literally watch anything that they do, because we trust them. With the whole Ant-Man thing, it's like, they lose directors, like, they lose writers, and this and that, actors drop out, and like it's just a mess. Holy shit, it's a mess. And so, when they release this photo, it is nice to see like a tangible thing come to life. It's like, wow, this movie's real. It's happening. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna go see it. Just keep an open mind, and just hope to God the other crap that went along with this doesn't reflect in the movie. So, in that regard, yes, I'm excited. Like, they showed us the first photo. It's like, it's happening. It's coming. It's the first movie after Avengers 2, so it'll probably make a shit ton of money just because, it's the follow-up. But, the picture's unexciting. Like, it's uneventful. It's, like I said, it looks like Paul Rudd's going to go, sell some dope underneath the bridge or something. Like, he looks like he's going to, like, a dirty fight club. He looks like he's going to go be a bouncer for like a dirty Russian club or something. I don't know. It's a photo. It's a fucking photo. Seriously, that's how slow the news week was. It's just, that was when that's the biggest thing, there's a problem. Anyways, it's just a photo. I'm excited for Ant-Man, regardless of all the issues. There's really nothing more to talk about. The other photo to come out just briefly, Superman revealed his costume. Cool. They're very bright colors. If you guys know Zack Snyder and how he colorizes his movies and does color correction, he makes everything saturated. Everything's kind of like dark. It's just very saturated with grays and stuff, and it's probably gonna be like washed out. But it'd be cool if they kept the color. But then again, guys, it's just a photo. I don't like commenting on photos just because they're fucking photos. Let's wait for like a trailer or something. Then we'll talk. But yeah, that just shows you how slow the news week was. All right, guys, we're at the halfway mark, exactly right now, and so we're going to talk about Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. This is the sequel to Sin City that came back out in 2005, and I was a freshman in high school, so I actually didn't see it in theaters. So this is my first Sin City experience in a theater. And when I first saw Sin City when it came out on DVD, because I wasn't old enough to see it in theaters, I really liked it. I never read the graphic novel, and I thought the jump from the graphic novel from page to screen was epic. I thought it was just it looked good. It had like this really sleek feel to it. It felt like a graphic novel in a comic book. I was blown away. Like it was really ahead of its time, and I wanted to see a sequel as soon as it was done. The fact is, they waited too long. I'm gonna just be right up front and say it. Like they waited too damn long, and when I get to the box office results, you guys will see why. So the first Sin City was excellent. It had the great use of film noir. It was very old school on the way it was shot, the way it was edited. The effects were used very greatly. The green screen was used very well. And I liked all three of the stories. They were all three engaging. It was just a very dirty movie. You can tell, like, it's almost like if Sin City was like a dirty sink, and you're sticking your hand in it, and you can feel like the grit and the grime of this dirty sink. Like, that's the way Sin City felt, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every second of it. I was like, this movie is so awesome. And I can't wait what they do with it. 9 years later, we get the sequel. How does it compare to the first one? I can tell you right now, it's not as good as the first. But I will not be this person that shits all over it. I'm going to tell you it's fun. It's a very fun, entertaining movie, and I enjoy a lot of aspects of it. But there are some things I didn't really care for, and it didn't stack up to the first. So let's break this down. Directing. Okay, so this thing is directed by Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez, again, just like in the first one. I've always said that Frank Miller doesn't do shit on this movie. He is there as a consultant. Robert Rodriguez is the main director. I don't care what you say or what goes down. I don't care what fucking IMDb page you show me. Frank Miller does not direct these fucking movies. You know why? He directed and wrote The Spirit. You guys remember that movie? No? Good. Because it's garbage. And if you have seen it, it is a very poop movie. A very poop movie. I'm telling you, like, it's almost like he took Sin City and he was like, man, I really want to, like, make this just like Sin City. People are going to love it. No, people are not going to fucking love it. The only thing I remember is the only thing I remember from the Spirit is, like, Samuel L. Jackson and Scarlett Johansson were in Nazi uniforms, and they had a cat. There was a cat scene. Listen, if I'm totally wrong about that, so be it. But I'm telling you right now, that's like one of the scenes I remember, because what? Like, I remember because I think I saw The Spirit in the theaters. I walked out of there. I was like, I felt like someone just, like, poured, like, grease all over me, and I had to go, like, immediately jump in a shower and, like, wash off this bacon grease filth off of me. It just... Frank Miller cannot direct on his own. I'm sorry, but he can't. So when you see, Frank Miller and Robert Rodriguez co-direct, this is Robert fucking Rodriguez's movie. I don't care what you say. Frank Miller did The Spirit. He cannot direct worth shit. So Robert Rodriguez directs this movie. So I'm basically going to... I'm going to throw it all on him, because Frank Miller did... He probably ate a donut on set. That's what he probably did. And he was there to go, yeah, that's framed up just like the page here in the book. Oh, man, we're good to go. So the directing overall, done by Robert Rodriguez, to end that mini rant, I actually really liked. I liked the aesthetic style of it, because it reminds me of, like, the first one. I loved the shots in it. Here's the thing, though. In the first Sin City, there was a lot of shots that kind of wowed me. I was like, oh, wow, that was really cool. It's framed up really well. The motion in it, the way everything was placed in the shot, it looked really cool. This one, there's a couple of scenes that are just like, that's really cool, but there wasn't like any scenes that I was like, oh man, that was fucking tight, man. It's fucking tight. Like, it was shot well, but like I said, I think it's just because it was too long, of a gap between the first one and this one, 9 years, to where I was just like, yeah, it was shot well, but there wasn't anything that stood out. So the overall tone and feel of this movie from Rodriguez's directing and not Frank Miller, who was probably just writing another comic book, dissing Batman and eating a bagel on set, the overall tone of this is a very good one. The tone and like the violence and the sexual nature of it, that's awesome. I loved it all. It's the story. This is a prequel. And I like, Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a poker player, and he plays a poker. Yeah. So he plays like a poker player, and he's very, very suave with the ladies and stuff, and he gets what he wants, and he's very lucky. And then you have Jessica Alba's character, the stripper. We follow her story from the first one. And then we have Josh Brolin's story with the Dame to Kill For, played by Eva Green. And, he's essentially Clive Owen's character from the first one, but, Clive Owen didn't come back. So you get Josh Brolin. I can't really tell, like, what's the upgrade or the downgrade. I mean, I like them both. I don't see anyone as a downgrade or anything, but it's kind of weird that Clive Owen did not come back. But I guess 9 years too late, right? So out of all the stories, I'm not going to lie, the movie's called A Dame to Kill For. You figured that storyline would be the best one. And this storyline with Eva Green and Josh Brolin and stuff, it took up most of the movie. And I didn't really... It's not like I didn't care for the story. It's just, it was underwhelming, I guess. I mean, Eva Green, like... I've only seen her in a couple things. Like, she's an okay actress right now. I mean, she's pretty hot. Like, in this movie, it earns its R rating. That's for damn sure. She's naked throughout the entire thing. I think she puts like a shirt on maybe one time, and the rest of the time is like a open robe and see-through shirts and full-on nudity. Not complaining. It's just her character has a shirt on for like one scene, and so her story, like I said, her story was very predictable. It was very like, it played in front of, us as an audience, and we're like, yeah, we can see where this is going. It's nothing special. So the actual Dame to Kill For story, it was okay. I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt's story with the cards and the poker and stuff, and Jessica Alba's story with the stripper from the first one, I thought those were more interesting than A Dame to Kill For. And so, in that regard, I wish I would have seen more of those stories. Like, that's my complaint in that department, because they were just more interesting. That's just, my personal preference. A Dame to Kill For was interesting, just not as interesting as, let's call the movie that, and take up most of the movie, and be underwhelming than the other two stories. So, overall, story-wise, like, they were fine, and, like, it's kind of weird because, like, the movie's set up to be a prequel, but Jessica Alba's story continues after the first one. So I don't know where, like, the timeline sets with everything. Like, I'm assuming Joseph Gordon-Levitt's story and A Dame to Kill For story, they're the prequels, and then Jessica Alba's is the sequel. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird how they constructed this movie. I liked aspects of each story, and I preferred two over the other one. But yeah, it was kind of jumbled in that department as well. So overall, I would say the directing, like tone and visual aesthetics, amazing. Just like the first one, just like I remember. I love all the violence, all the hardcore sex. That's what Sin City is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a dirty sink that you just want to like dive into and just submerge yourself into this world. But story-wise and constructing, it was a little sloppy. I preferred other stories versus others, that were the main ones. So I'm not going to say he did a bad job, but it was definitely not the first one, I'll give you that. Okay, acting-wise, Josh Brolin swapped out for Clive Owen. There was no problems there. I thought Josh Brolin was fine. Jessica Alba, she actually has more depth in her character in this one than the first one, which I thought was a step up. Eva Green, I give her tits 2 thumbs up. I give her acting maybe half a thumbs down. I mean, listen, guys, like I said, she's going to have to be in more movies than, she's only been in like 3 major releases. So, releases? What the fuck is a release? Releases. And I haven't really seen much of hers to like go, yeah, she's a damn good actress, because she's kind of one note at this point. She plays like the same character, like the bitch that gets everyone, the bitch that gets what she wants and fucks whatever moves. Kind of sounds like my ex. And so I'm about to see more from her. She was okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, Mickey Rourke is the best part of the entire movie. He plays Marv just like in the first one. And his storyline is so badass. He's such a badass character, even though he wears like 12 pounds of makeup on his face. Like, he's so interesting and so just badass, like I said. It's fucking Mickey Rourke. He's awesome. So his character from the first one's awesome. I love the continuation in this one. And then all the others are fine. There's really no standouts that go, holy shit, that was great. Even Expendables 3 last week, it had fucking Mel Gibson. That was a huge standout, and he was the villain. So, like, in this one, for this week, I guess I'll give it to Mickey Rourke just because I like his character. Moving on to cinematography. Like I said, visually amazing. I love these types of movies. I love the way it's shot in black and white. I love the way everything's framed and placed. I like the fact that Frank Miller is on set, giving Robert Rodriguez direction and stuff, and to film it just like the graphic novel. I think that's awesome. It's like one of the most true source material, like literally, that I've ever seen. Is that it's literally straight from the source material, because it's shot exactly panel for panel, which is awesome. So cinematography is beautiful. I loved it. But like I said, the first one had more memorable shots and scenes than this one, but I still enjoy it overall. It's still a feast for the eyes in that regard. So if you like Sin City's look, you'll definitely like the second one's look. Editing-wise, this movie is only like an hour and 40 minutes, and the first one I think is like 2 hours or a little over. I liked the first one a lot, and I liked this one, but this one seemed like 2 hours. It seemed like it was a lot longer. I was interested in it throughout the entire thing, even though I had minor issues with some stuff. So I guess that's good. I mean, time flew by. It was paced well and kept your attention. I loved, just the way it was told for the most part. Like I said, there was some sloppiness in terms of like connecting some of the storylines, but for the most part, in terms of like entertainment and paced all the way through, I thought it was fine. So editing wise, I'm not going to really knock it off for that. This one, it's really tricky. Like, to give an overall score, because you guys know me, I really don't think of scores before I do these podcasts. I just kind of think of them as I talk about it. I kind of ramp up to a score that I immediately think of. I saw it, I really liked it, and the more I thought about it, it's kind of forgettable in a little bit. I don't know, it's tough, because it's visually amazing. And I liked most of the story. It's just the way it's constructed, it's kind of a little sloppy. It's tough, guys, but I think I'm going to have to go... I'll go strong 6. How does that sound? Because I think the story-wise and stuff, and the kind of underwhelming aspects of some of the stories and the way it's constructed, I think it hinders it a lot. It's no first Sin City, I will tell you that. But... strong 6 out of 10, I still rate it fresh. This thing is not rotten by any means. I still was entertained by it. I loved the way it was shot, the way the music was, the way the acting was, the effects, the gore. It's just a very good-looking movie. It's exactly like, film noir and stuff. It's just done in like a stylistic graphic novel manner, and it totally works. So if you like the first Sin City, I think you'll like this one, even though you might have some problems and you might be a little underwhelmed. If you don't really care for the first Sin City, you'll definitely not like this one. Like, I wouldn't even tell you to give this a shot. Like, this is basically for the people that really liked Sin City, the first one. So overall, guys, strong 6 out of 10 for Sin City, A Dame to Kill For. Those are my thoughts on it. But forget what I have to say. I want to know what you guys have to say. Comment that places where I'll blow my voice and let me know. And for all the movie news and the trailers that we talked about today, even though the movie news was just a damn photo, comment the place to blow my voice and give me your thoughts on what you like and what you didn't like about what we talked about today. And so, to cap off the podcast, like we do as always, is going to be the box office results for the weekend. Since I don't have a guest this week, I can't really tell them to guess because I can't tell myself to guess because that would be pretty dumb. So, let's start with number 5. Number 5 for this week is When the Game Stands Tall with $9 million. Budget 15, and it's only made $9 million, so it needs 30 to break even. It could do it. I like inspirational football movies, but I don't want to see that one like in theaters. I might see it on TV or whatever, but it's but 30 million to break even. I don't know. We'll have to see. Number 4, Let's Be Cops with $11 million. It's grossed a worldwide total of 47 with 45 domestic, with the production budget of 17. You double that, that's 34. This movie's made some serious profit. 10 million may not seem like a lot for profit, but that's kind of a lot for this movie. So, I don't know. We might see a sequel. I asked them that in the interview. I would like to see them come back and do a sequel. Number 3 is If I Stay, the new Chloe Grace Moretz and ghost romance teenagers weeping young adult novel adaptation. 16 million, and its budget was 11, which means it needs to make roughly 22 to break even. So, hey, it's only got 6 more to go. So, I think it can do it. It can probably do it. So, good for it. I didn't see it, nor will I see it. So, yeah, go If I Stay. Yay. Number 2 is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with 16.8 million, with a total gross domestic 145, with the worldwide total of $238 million. Its production budget is at 125, double it to break even, 250. So it's almost there. We're getting a sequel regardless. So, hey guys, I enjoyed it. Not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. It's not a great movie, but I'll be damned if I lied to you and say I didn't enjoy it. Come on. So, Guardians of the Galaxy number 1, and it came in with 17 million, and its domestic haul is 251. Worldwide, it's at 489. Production budget of 170. Guys, this is surpassed its breaking even point, and it's in the profit territory. And it's now the most successful domestic movie of the year. It beat out Captain America: The Winter Soldier, and that has a built-in fan base. Guardians of the Galaxy did not. Yeah, that's pretty fucking sweet. So, yeah, that will do it, guys. That is it for this week on Real Me and Cole in the Movie Podcast. We talked about Sin City 2: A Dame to Kill For. We talked about a photo that was released from Ant-Man. Congratulations, Kevin Feige, for teasing our ball sacks with a fucking photo. Then we have some trailers that came out and box office results for the weekend. If you guys want to follow me on Spreaker here, you can just click that follow button. And I'm also on iHeartRadio. You can find me there. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter to get up to dates on live shows and when I post these things, it is at Real Chase Lee, REEL Chase Lee, one word. If you guys want to follow me on my Facebook page, you can give that a like, and it'll also keep you up to date on live broadcast. And when I post these things, it's www.facebook.com/Real Reviews with Chase Lee, all one word once again. If you guys want to follow me on my YouTube page, is youtube.com/Shabootnik75, capital S, lowercase HABOOTNIK 75. And you guys can find a bunch of shit on there. I do web series, short films, movie reviews. There's a lot of stuff to keep you occupied and, if you're bored at 3 in the morning on a Tuesday. So that's it, guys, for this week. Next week, I don't know what I'll talk about. You guys know the drill. I just kind of pick whatever, and I will talk about it. I'll most likely talk about a movie and some other stuff that has happened. I want to thank you guys for listening, as always. I love you guys to death. If you guys are listening to this at night, have a good night. If you're listening to it during the day, have a great day. And I will see you guys next week. I'm Chase Lee. This has been Real Me and Cole in the Movie Podcast. I will see you guys later. Have a good day / night / weekend / weekday / whatever you call your days and night. All right, bye.